Yeah.
There's a fire.
Go get your campfire, your fingerprints, Robert. Get your fingerprints.
It's an emergency.
Oh my God. Yeah. Like,
People are jumping out of
sheet of paper
buildings.
that we wrote in pencil has your name on it. Okay,
Kalyn,
like,
I worked for a company that made electricity meters. You plug it in the wall, the thing spins around.
Like, for sure.
But here's
like
the thing.
I said, I'm like, it comes through wire how? Like, I don't know. Like,
but I went to that job. I did not know what a volt was or a watt. Like,
yeah, I guess there's some old stuff. Like I see the Mickey Mouse like song when somebody's being stupid, like, or whatever, messing up stuff. They'll be like, "Oh, you're whatever." I don't know. Anyway, so
good story.
yeah, no, I'm gonna sell the movie rights to it if I can. I think I'll get some good offers. Like,
yeah. Once there was a time when a woman
was explaining some random nothingness to her brother, and it didn't work out.
Involving Disney's Clubhouse.
Led to further confusion and just
now
moving
in
on.
theaters.
Yeah. Like, who's going to play me? I don't know. Meg Ryan.
Someone tells me this is like a French noir piece or, involves a lot of smoking and doing
yeah.
doing
like,
nothing.
there was once this video on TikTok. It's this man, he was acting a fool, how do you say?
You gotta go way slower.
Yeah.
It was
It was not as long ago. I remember.
magnifique.
Magnifique. Et tout? Oui, c'est vrai. Yeah. I got a gift for Kiara's boyfriend as a thank you that I'd show you. So it's those chocolates, right?
Oh.
But since he said he liked this, he was into space stuff, right? And like NASA. So this is like themed with like the planets.
Isn't that a nice and thoughtful gift? Look at you.
I know.
Is gifts your love language?
I mean, I like giving gifts, but like, no, I wouldn't say like.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like everybody has all of them.
Yeah.
Like, we all like all of the things, But I like getting gifts. I don't care about getting gifts at all. Giving gifts, I like to do.
Right.
I do acts of service, which kind of I feel like is a.
I was thinking about it because I just freaking hate shopping for gifts or thinking. I know there's some people who are just like love thinking about what to get and the amazing ideas and seeing things and making them think of. And it gets me a sense of dread, and, Yeah. Christmas of Andrea's birthday is just murder row. It's like, and I got to come up with 3 great gifts minimum in.
Right.
So I tend to just like throw money at the problem and buy like expensive jewelry or something for some of it.
Right. Which, I mean, Andrea is a jewelry girl, so I think that's a solid gift. She likes the pretty jewelry. Yeah.
Well, so for
really
her birthday, I bought kind of a crummy gift, but then what really got her motor running is I made the cake from scratch and the icing and all that. So the acts of service piece kicked in. And this was after, so we did this 2-day workshop. And so after day 1, I'm plumb exhausted, but to do the work to make the cake, I think touched her. And then I was so tired. Nice. I was in like grumpy Robert mode, where it's just like,
Yeah.
Like you get in the chair and the printer doesn't work or something, and you're just like, God damn it! Finally, there's a printer, and I gotta get up again, and then you stub your toe, and you're like, fuck!
Yeah, 100%. We have the same genes on this one. Like, God, yeah. When Grumpy Kalyn comes out, I'm like, man, I hope nobody's around. Like, 'cause it certainly sucks to be around me if Grumpy Kalyn's here. Yeah.
Well, there's definitely not a things are not a two-way street in the Kimmel household where it's like I'm like never allowed to be unhappy or grumpy, and but Andrea, can be. Well, and then sometimes you're like, leave me alone. I want to be grumpy.
I want to roll around in this like
what you're telling me I can't be grumpy. I want to be grumpy.
Yeah, man. Mom was super grumpy with me when I was over there the other day. For no reason. I was like out of her way. I was not requested nothing. I ate dinner with them, which is always a very big like point of contention if I don't want to eat, because I don't eat at the same times as them. They're going to bed at 8 o'clock these days. So I was up in your room going through your shit, as I do.
Yeah.
And like I have some things to show you, but like I went downstairs and she's like, okay, so Kiara's coming into town. I was like, oh yeah, me and Kiara have been texting about it. I told her she should stay with me at least all 4 nights, but you know, one night is fine too. So Mom's like, well, she arrives really late. It's like 7 o'clock. Like, okay, well, like, I was like, she can stay with me that night. And she's like, stop. And I was like, okay. She just was like writing down like the plan with Kiara, and I'm like, okay, I will be on my way now.
The idea that you might take her for a night, that just, no.
I'm like, yeah, you guys are going to go to bed at 8 o'clock or whatever. Then like, you know, Kiara's going to be like, cool, well, it's an hour earlier here. I don't know. So,
she
plus,
can
like,
entertain herself.
Yeah, but she could also hang out with me and stay here, you know, whatever. Like,
forget it. Stop it.
Stop. Like, stop talking. No. You with the this. I want it to be like this. Not this. like, cool. Bye.
So glad I came over.
When I was up in your room, I found this. Do you recognize this? Do you know what this is? So it's from Grandpa Coffeen. And Mom wrote on the back, Robert singing, age 4 years. 10/30/1981. So it's a tape of you singing that he mailed, and it's never been opened. That's so cute. Wild. I can't wait to hear it. I definitely will bring it up next time I come. Yeah.
What are the chances the data is still good? I mean, this is like the Bitcoin codes in the garbage dump, isn't it?
I'm excited.
As long as it hasn't been near too much heat or a magnet, it's probably fine.
A magnet messes up tapes?
Yeah, if you run a magnet over electronic tape like that, it'll erase it. That's how that's how it records stuff. Is magnets arrange the electrons or?
Oh,
that's what I know about.
Yeah.
See?
It sounds like you're explaining like how satellites work.
Satellites
are up down. You know.
Yeah. So they take the magnet and they run it by the tape, and then you have music.
So there's like a magnet in there already, or what? Where's this magnet?
There's one magnet that records, and there's another magnet that reads what was recorded, or maybe it's the same magnet. It just if you hit record,
it like switches, flips around, and it's like, I got it. I'll read this now.
The big difference, Kalyn, is you don't have to know this anymore because these tapes don't exist, but satellites still exist. You need to know how they work.
Excuse me, a tape exists more to me than a satellite does right now. I got one in my hands. Right? Yeah.
Oh. But the letter to Germany, I was waiting to respond to that.
I love that. Yeah, I just love it. I have other photos that I took a bunch of pictures. I didn't want to bring everything back because, you know, Mom would get pissed at me if I took a bunch of stuff out of your room. So I had to, like, stealthily, like, put these things, like, in my bag. But, like, for sure my favorite sentence of this letter to your new host family, which I think is so fun, is like, what is your life like? In Oklahoma, it almost never snows, but it does rain quite a bit. The temperature almost never goes above 120 or below 40. What kind of weather should I be prepared for? Like, almost never goes over 120.
Yeah, and also kind of weather. There's no way I could find out what weather.
True. Very true. Almost never.
See, that sentence has Dad's fingerprints all over it. Like, I don't know. I actually remember writing that letter, and I remember Dad being like, you know, you wrote a really boring letter here. Like,
I mean, but of course, like, knowing now, like, that your host family, like, weren't really English speakers. It would take him a good deal of work, and like I don't know how much subtlety would, like, you know, they're like looking stuff up and they're like, what does he even mean? I don't know. Like, but you see, it would take a while to like translate I don't know. I didn't even read it as like you telling a joke there. I thought you were just like almost never goes above 100. I don't know.
I mean, obviously I don't remember the intent very well, but
yeah. Yeah, that made me laugh though. here's your hair that I took a picture of that's still upstairs in your room.
Oh, God. That's gross.
It's in a plastic bag in your drawer. I don't know what the plan is with that, but like...
No. What's the plan? Oh, God.
Like, long ass thing of hair. Like, it's like got the ponytail holder in it still.
Oh. Like every other object in that room, the plan is to hold on to it until
Mom and Dad will
Mom
die,
and Dad
and then
die.
I'll go through all of it. It'll just come to my house. Like, I'll just have all of your stuff for myself, finally. Like, I feel like such a little sister every time I, like, go in your room and go through your shit. I'm like, I don't know what my fascination is here. I don't ever go in Ariel's room. I don't give a shit about what's in there. But, like, I'm, like, beeline directly to your room, and I'm like, I want to go through all of Robert's things again. Like... And I'm like, here's his hair. A bag of his hair.
So you're not when they do die and you inherit all this stuff, you're not throwing away any of it. You're keeping it all.
Not a thing. Not from your room. Ariel's room. It can all go. Fuck it. Whatever. None of that stuff needs to stay. But if it has made it into Robert's room, it stays. It's coming directly to my house. Like, unless you want any of it.
Yeah. What do you mean you're taking the bag of hair? That's mine. We can get in one of these, like, one of these good fights, these inheritance fights. Yeah.
There's also, let's see. I don't know what you made this for exactly. It's this campfire. It's got your fingerprints. It's like, so that you're supposed to, like, carry this around in case you got lost, and it says instructions.
Every once in a while, they would do, like, a fingerprint drive at school or whatever, and, like, record everybody's fingerprints. I don't know. Yeah, I guess it is if you got lost, or probably if you committed a crime later, they would have it on record, so.
Yeah, it's like, instructions. This card is for your records only. The authorities will not retain a copy. Number 2, this card is to be presented to law enforcement agency in the event of emergency.
In case of emergency. Hey, there's a fire!
Go get your campfire, your fingerprints, Robert! Get your fingerprints!
It's an emergency!
Oh my God! Yeah, like
people are jumping out of
sheet of paper that we wrote in pencil has your name on it. Like,
block letters.
Yeah, like
Robert.
Right. They don't have anything else filled out really besides your date, like the date that you were fingerprinted. And who fingerprinted you and your name. Like, there's all these other things that are just blank. So it's like, I'm Robert Kimmel. I got fingerprinted back in 84.
84, 7 years old.
Yeah.
Super handy. It's got to be like you get campfire. Yeah, you get lost in the woods and they find a body later and they're like, is this that body? Here's the fingerprint. I don't know. It has to be for that, right?
Oh, man. Yeah, I guess so. Wow.
I mean, what else? What else are you going to use a 7-year-old's finger?
I don't know.
What emergency?
I don't know. I never got my fingerprints taken, but I mean, besides when I went to jail, like. But,
right,
yeah.
Folks, we gotta mobilize here. We got an emergency. The power's out in the west side, and Mom
and Dad's house is on fire. You'll find me like up in your room, like throwing documents out the window. Be like, we have to save Robert's stuff. There's fingerprints in there someplace.
Fingerprints. What happened?
And the bag of hair.
What if we lose the fingerprints? What
will we do if we lose the bag of hair? You'll have to grow it back out. Like.
So I went on one of these house tours of, like, I don't know, House of the Seven Gables or one of these, like, from the 1700s, 1800s. And it turns out, like, weaving these intricate... these hair
pins
art.
And stuff?
Yeah, these...
Yeah. Amazing.
I've seen big sign, like big pictures like this, and it's from the baby locks of the child or whatever, or the person who died,
Right. I've seen them as mourning pins, where they'll have like intricate, I guess the people who are mourning the person, they cut your hair and start making shit. They're really cool. Like,
they're great.
Yeah. I was actually thinking about that with like your thing of hair. I mean, not that I'm not making anything with it. That's not my plan, but like,
this is a lost art. This is like, you can probably find people that could churn some butter on this continent, but I don't know about how you would find anybody that can do like hair art.
Yeah. Molly used to have a bunch of them. Because you can find them in antique store,
Really?
like the pins at least. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
right.
Yeah. Maybe I should take the bag and I'll make you some art. I'm sure that Audrey would have all about having like, here's Robert's old hair. like
I'm gonna see
like,
what you can come
I don't
up
know.
with.
Though, of course, like, I'm enough of a weirdo. I was like, when I left mom and dad's house, I was texting with Kiara, and I was like, however, there's some good news. Look what I found while I was there. And I sent her a picture of 2 dead lizards that I'd found. Like, and I, like, brought them home. Here, I'll show you a picture of them. Like, see?
Oh.
And
Well,
like,
they're artfully arranged, aren't they, in the bottom of that pot or whatever it is?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't touch them because I don't really want to touch them. But as soon as I sent it, I was like, man, I super seem like witchy when I do that. And like my neighbor here had like thought that I was a witch, like legit, because
I remember
like,
that story because of the giant skulls.
The skulls, and I have fires fairly regularly, and I put the color changey packets in there. So like, I'm like, okay, I kind of get that actually.
And
like
now I weave hair and like.
Right, now I weave hair and I've got these dead lizards that I'm collecting. Like, so.
And I collect teeth.
Yeah. Right. I absolutely would. And I think there's some in your drawer.
You can make the art we can make with this. The hair and the teeth.
Yeah, you think your room's a shrine now, just you wait till I get my artist hand. Like, Robert lived here. This is a magical place.
Have you seen Silence of the Lambs and the place the guy lives in at the end? It's gonna look like that,
it
but
rubs
nothing.
The lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again. I totally get your skin when you die. Like, it's like I'm wearing the Robert suit, and I'll be like, finally, my dream is real. I'm Robert. Yeah.
All right. Maybe we should start the show. What do you think?
Start the show. Yeah. All right. Sounds good.
Cue the music. You are listening to Robert and Kalyn make art out of dead parts of human bodies and lizards.
Yeah. Yes.
Do you think we get more link clicks for that podcast than the podcast about getting rich?
Maybe, yeah.
It's what we call niching down. Niche down to
people are like,
a target market.
Is boring, boo. I don't want to talk about money, but like, yeah, dead people stuff? Let's do it. Like,
that's why there's no money shows on TV or radio. They're just dead people art shows. So anyway, well, listen, whatever this show's about, Robert and Kalyn get rich. It is February 26, 2025, a Wednesday, and today is episode 42. I'm Robert Kimmel, one of your hosts. This is Kalyn Kimmel, who goes around behind me and collects my hair follicles and detritus. My skin.
Dead skin cells, whatever I can collect from around. I'm like always emptying your vacuum at your place because I'm like, part of Robert is in here. Like,
she has a bucket of my dead skin cells in her house. Weighs 5 pounds.
so gross.
Do not reach your hand into that.
Yeah. I'm like, don't touch it! Don't touch it! You know how long it took me to collect that bucket of Robert?
I know you've been listening to this so far and you've thought, you know, these guys must have amazing investment and financial advice.
And life advice generally.
Yeah.
But no.
Right.
But no. Your hopes are disappointed again. There's no
couple
financial.
So one of them goes through the other one's shit from 40 years ago.
Every single time I see my parents, every week I go through his stuff. I'm like,
is the
I can't-
person I'm going to take life advice
I'm
from.
like, I know what to do with money too. Not only do I know how to spend my time well, going through all this shit that my mom has saved from her favorite child, but like,
But also,
yeah,
yes.
also there's what to do with. I know what to do with money. So yeah, no.
Well, so listen, why don't you like and subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and
Yeah.
send the link to this episode to your older sibling, and
Yeah. So they'll finally know what you're up to, you know?
snooping around their shit in your old bedroom at your parents' house. Maybe we should talk about something financial since it's in the name.
Okay.
I don't know, but
Yeah, that sounds good.
all right.
I didn't realize it was episode 42 this week. That's how old I
Yes.
am. They'll cut that part out. We
okay.
don't need to tell everybody that.
I thought you were going to go out back to the old what the meaning of life or whatever the number.
Oh yeah,
42.
yeah. I know. I should figure it out this year or the next couple of months until I turn 43. Yeah.
Well, yeah, if you do. I certainly missed it when I was 42, so I haven't figured it out.
Yeah, I'm not
either.
not trending in that direction. I wouldn't say to figuring it out, but maybe it's somewhere in one of your drawers, and I will find it.
Yeah, if the meaning of life is in one of my drawers, we've got a good chance. If the meaning of life is a rock collection from when we went to Cape Cod in 1984, or if it's a painted metal figurine, or
Right. If it's something to do with this association of former students that you've donated $250 to. If it's related to this, that could be. I'll find it.
Listen, people, you've got to hang on to your receipts from your donations to your alumni organization. Never.
Absolutely.
You can never throw that away.
I don't know what people tell you to do with your records, but you need to keep that shit. File it under A for Aggie, forever.
Listen, get a bank security deposit box. All right.
Right, you're gonna need a
Get a
big
key.
one because you need all your receipts ever.
Speaking of all that, our parents, I bet you they do have a bank security box somewhere, right? They seem like the type of people.
I have
that
no
would,
idea.
Right? Okay.
You think they tell me this kind of stuff? They act like I'm gonna off them if I ask them anything about money, which I've never asked them for money ever. But as an adult, since I bought my house, which was more than 10 years ago,
but somehow if
I've
you
not
knew
asked
where,
for money, and they're like, "What are you getting at?" And I'm like, "Nothing." What? You guys are gonna die eventually. Not that I'm hoping for that day, but no. I'm glad you talked to them about that. They said nothing about it to me.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been relatively... Listen, I run this financial advice podcast that isn't financial advice, but,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I mean, we need to get our act together. We've got the will. People ought to kind of know where it is in case... I mean, it's there in case something bad happens, but if nobody knows it's there...
No, but eventually everybody's going to die. We're all headed towards death, so...
Yeah, that's the idea.
Let's not leave a mess for everybody.
Yeah, so I send out
Except
the
for
email.
leave your hair.
But, I send an email out, and it says, and Audrey's like, why are you being all weird? And I'm like, listen, we're at this age that we, and now we have enough financial stuff that it's, actually worth worrying about. That $2,000 investment in Vanguard probably, if folks didn't find that, it wouldn't be such a big deal. But now we got enough that... we got kids that are dependent on this and stuff. So anyway, I send the email out. Contact this person. He can help navigate it. Here's where the physical documents are. Also, he's got electronic copies, etc. Where are yours? So they respond. Mom responds and is like, yep, we have that stuff too. It's in the roll top desk. And I'm like, it's in the roll top...
She won't let me go through that.
Oh my, yeah, you better stay a million miles away from the roll top desk.
I have opened it once because I want to get pictures, probably of you, right? Yeah. They used to be in there.
I'm starting to get real weirded out on this podcast episode.
You'd ask me for pictures at one point. I know. I am starting to sound a little I love my brother so much. Oh my God.
But we've crossed the line into being... Totally weird. Yeah. Now you've gone to like interested in our childhood to like being a stalker.
What's happening with your skin? What's happening with your skin after you die? Whatever about the money. I don't care about that. Can you please leave your skin to me?
So I write back and I'm like, it took me a while to write back, but I'm like, all right. So there's one copy of this will. One copy. It's physical on paper in the roll-top desk.
Yeah, they have a financial planner. They talked about meeting with him at one point, and I was like, cool, okay. That's as far as that went.
Well, they're reaching the age that, at some point, they're not going to have the energy and at some point, not the mental fortitude to deal with this stuff. So, yeah, they ought to introduce us to the financial planner at some point. But I wrote back and I was like, okay, that's great. Like, what if there's a fire? Is there a backup plan? And they might die in the fire, right?
This would be a bad day.
Listen, I'm not hoping for any of this,
but
I'm there's no backup plan to the physical copy. And so weeks later, she writes back and she's like, yeah, no, we probably ought to have something, especially here in flood-prone Houston where, that a flood could easily destroy all that stuff. And I'm like, great job, Mom. I don't know. Or a safety deposit box at the bank. Put the copy there, for $15 a month instead of the one.
Tell us who the financial planner is. If there's somebody who has the file.
Yeah.
Because you guys have.
And I've got the sense that.
Or an organization.
Is there no digital copy? Did they handwrite this thing? They type it on a typewriter? Daisy wheel printer, and we've lost the hard drive in the
exactly,
on the daisy wheel printer that used to go
it's all handwritten on graphing paper like this.
Yes, I bequeath to my oldest son the roll top desk,
the roll top desk,
the porcelain dragon on our bookshelf.
Totally.
Cleaning out that place is going to be something else, man, when they
I know.
When they pass,
to Mom's credit, she has been working on going through and getting rid of lots of stuff. Not a single fucking game. Not one. One of your closets is the game closet. And it is absolutely full to the fucking brim. Anyway.
Some of these games don't age well either, They got trivia questions about, Cheers.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know.
We did play Telestrations or Pictionary, and the clue is Murphy's Law, and the kids are like, I've never heard of this. What is this? Not Murphy's Law. What was I thinking of? Moonlighting or whatever. Anyway, fill-in TV show from the 1980s and recognize that a 15-year-old is not going to know what to draw in Pictionary.
Right. Yes. For sure. Did I tell you about Mom and Yahtzee?
Go ahead. Recount the story to us, please.
Yeah, so Adam and his husband Keaton had gotten into game night, and I was like, oh, you guys should play Yahtzee. It's super fun. Whatever. And they were like, well, we don't have it. So I was like, oh, I'll borrow it from Mom and Dad. Right?
Yep.
And much to their chagrin, Mom was like, you have to bring this back. And I was like, I don't remember the last time you guys both broke out Yahtzee anyways, but whatever. I'll be sure it comes back to you. And so, I went to Goodwill and I found, an old-timey, version of Yahtzee, and I bought it because it was $2, and I was like, I'll just do a swap with the guys, right? And I brought it. I happened to be on the way to Mom and Dad's place, so I went and I was like, oh, look at this version of Yahtzee I got. I'm going to give it to the guys so I can, whatever. Get yours back. And Mom was like, oh, but this is nice. And I was like, well, do you want it? And she was like, yes. And she's like, yes, thank you. And I was like, okay, well, should I tell the guys they can just keep that? But she's like, well, no, we want our version of Yahtzee back from Adam and Keaton. I was like, okay, fine. So then, rinse, wash, repeat, I go back to Goodwill and get another version of Yahtzee. And, this one, had black dice or something. And So whatever.
Yep.
I again go over to mom and dad's place. She was like, "Oh, I've never seen this version of Yahtzee." I'm like, "What the fuck, woman? Like, how many copies of Yahtzee?" I was like, "Do you want that?" And she was like, "No, it's okay. This is better for the boys." And I was like, "Okay," like, because the boys need black dice because they're men, you know, whatever. Like, anyways, I finally like.
But she was clearly heartbroken giving up the last copy of
The
Yahtzee.
second, yeah, there's another version. And then I bring her version of Yahtzee back finally. And she's like, "Thank you. Gosh." And I'm like,
Finally.
"Okay, well, good thing you guys have it back." So now there's multiple versions of Yahtzee up in your bedroom because, like, I don't know. She's just like...
She hasn't played it since, I promise. Not a chance.
No. Like...
now I got 2 copies of Yahtzee we don't
yeah,
play.
she's like, "Oh, I like this antique version." I'm like, "Okay, well, you can have it." Like...
I mean, I could see if there was like a really great antique set or something.
No,
you'd be like,
yeah,
okay,
but it's
yeah.
right. It was. I mean, but why do you need both sets? Like, it was like a rush to get the set back from Adam and Keaton. I was like, I just want to give them one because they've now reported back that they played and it was fun.
Yeah.
As Yahtzee is, and so they're like looking forward to continuing their game night thing and like, okay, well, I hate to take back
For the cost
like a
of
game
$2.
been,
yeah.
yeah, so I'm like, whatever, I'll just get them one, and then problem solved. But, that requires me to go to Goodwill like 3 different times to like finally acquire like enough copies of Yahtzee that like mom's satisfied and I can give them to the guys.
All the needs. Man, fucking Milton Bradley doesn't know what they're missing out on here. The freaking demand for Yahtzee's off the charts.
I know, yeah. Like, look out. Houston, Texas needs Yahtzee in a big way. Like,
back up the
multiple
truck.
versions.
Put in an emergency order. That's the emergency. That's the emergency we need the fingerprints for. There's a shortage of Yahtzee. Who's got 7-year-old... a 7-year-old's fingerprints we can use.
They're like, I know
open
this
the
Robert
secret
Kimmel's
safe.
been up to something. Yeah. Totally. Yeah. For a while
he's
there,
the one
she
who
was just,
hijacked
like,
the
weird
truck?
about... Yeah.
There's fingerprints all over this hijacked truck that used to contain.
What do you mean Kimmel's never been arrested? We've never had him fingerprinted? Fuck. This worst case is gonna go nowhere. Like, I will be like, don't worry, we got this campfire fingerprint set.
Perry Mason comes out. Like, in comes Matlock, and he pulls out the page from the.
Yeah.
Bingo! We have him. We got him, boys.
Yeah, like Columbo style. Like, then how do you account for this? Like. Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, for a while there, mom was like, anytime I had anything that was going to someone, she wanted to have dibs on it first. Like, at one point, I brought Erin's daughter, it was her birthday, and I had gone to Kroger, and they had these flower decoration things that you'd put in a pot in a ceramic, whatever, they're pretty. It was her birthday. And I bought 2 of them. And mom was like, "Oh, what are these? These are nice." And I was like, "Oh yeah, they're from Kroger. I was gonna give them to Tara. It's her birthday, she's 7." And mom was like, "Oh, they're really pretty." I was like, "Well, do you want them?" And she's like, "Yes, thank you." And then went immediately and put them in pots. I was like, you just took a present from a 7-year-old. But okay. I mean, I also just gave it to you because you're my mom and I'm going to keep trying to get you to love me even though you don't.
I don't know why that conversation made me think of this, but I actually have time booked with the guy in Tasmania to talk next week.
Oh.
So got on his Calendly. So it's 6 p.m. I had to squeeze it in because all his times were 11, 12, 1 a.m., but
I guess
he had
we should have had me
6
meet with
p.m. I don't know if it's better or worse. Yeah, right. You could meet with him at 10 p.m. Houston time.
Yeah,
but I've
or
also
1 a.m.
learned
Houston time, whatever.
I've also learned to my chagrin that he's an American living in Tasmania. He's got no accent or anything. He's from Minnesota.
No wonder he looks like he's from Vermont, or Minnesota or wherever, somewhere that he's being a lumberjack.
So maybe we should be like, no way you're coming on the show. You gotta pretend at least.
We do not have Americans who are doing their own podcasts on this show. Like
on this show, yeah. Being like a fitness and nutrition guy, and
like fuck off. Like you just go to the meeting to be like, screw you.
I'm gonna record this meeting.
I'm not having you on my show. No way. Yeah. Bye. Thanks for the time, motherfucker. Like,
we gotta rewind. Okay, so the meeting. It's a Zoom meeting. The meeting comes up. Oh, hey, hi, Robert. This is Josh. Hey, it's Josh from all the way from Tasmania.
Hi, Josh. Fuck you. No, you can't be on the show.
What? Wait, why did we book this call?
You're not even Tasmanian. What the hell? You think we want to have some American on here?
I thought you might be interested in my
no,
workout.
No, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. Goodbye.
I mean, I have the secret to how to eat well like an adult and something about the playground.
No, we'll tell it to the Tasmanians. Nobody wants to hear that shit here.
I was kind of hoping to expand my audience and reach the people in the United States.
Yeah,
and,
I bet you were. I bet you were. But it's not happening here.
All right. Well, what if I said, "Crikey, I've got the workout routine"?
You're not
for
Australian. Get out of here.
I thought Tasmania was part of it. Actually, I looked it up. I was like, "How long did it take?"
I thought it was by Africa.
No.
I'm thinking Madagascar.
No.
I'm thinking Madagascar.
Yeah. Tasmania is the little island shaped like home plate. It's not little; it's a huge island shaped like home plate off the bottom of Australia. Yeah. So there's I looked it up, and there's a ferry that runs from Melbourne to the northern edge of Tasmania. That's an overnight. Ferry.
Wow.
And then where he's from, Hobart, I think. Anyway, Hobart. That's way on the southern tip.
You could just make up any
of
word right now. Like, yeah.
Yeah, haven't you ever heard of Smithtown, Australia, Tasmania?
Duh, yeah, everybody knows that. I was thinking you were talking about Madagascar. That's the only reason I'm confused.
Yeah.
But yeah, Smithtown, Australia.
That's Jonestown, dummy.
Isn't that in South
Madagascar?
America?
Whoever heard of Smithtown, Madagascar?
Smithtown, Tasmania, you liar. Yeah.
Evidently, this place has got 250,000 people or something. I mean, listen, when you say Tasmania, the first thing that comes to my mind, of course, is the Tasmanian devil. And after that, it's like... Yeah, and then after that, it's the guys in I don't know, not grass skirts, but Tasmanians.
Like indigenous peoples, yeah.
Yeah. So I just envision this, I don't know, maybe a desert with tumbleweeds and dudes.
A bunch of Tasmanian devils and dudes in grass skirts.
Come to find out, they have an art museum and coffee shops and breweries.
They have electricity and shit. It's crazy.
And people from fucking Minnesota end up there somehow.
That is a ways to go.
This is about as elucidating as our magnetic tape discussion. We know as much about this.
Yeah, we're man. Yeah. When I start sitting around thinking about stuff I don't know about, I'm like, man, I am dumb. I don't know about fucking anything. I don't know what I did in school. I think, man, I don't.
I was thinking about this yesterday. I'm like, I honest to God don't understand how when you're in the kitchen and there's two light switches and you flip this one up and it turns it on, and then you flip that one up and it turns it off, and then you flip the other one back down, it turns the lights on. How is this possible? I don't understand. How do you? And I've seen a switch that's just a mechanical thing. It's it just
right.
And I took electrical engineering 101. I passed that course somehow.
They were probably talking about shit more advanced or something, and they're like, you guys already know how light switches work, right? Okay, moving on. If you if you ask me how like electricity works in general, oh god, like I don't know. How does it go through the wires and then we just have the right amount everywhere, and we don't run out all the time. Like there's no like variation in how much is just pumping through wires, and we can't store it, but we can sometimes store it, but like not always store it.
Kalyn, I worked for a company that made electricity meters. You plug it in the wall, the thing spins around.
Like for sure.
But here's the thing.
I said, I'm like, it comes through wire? How? Like, I don't know. Like,
but I went to that job. I did not know what a volt was or a watt. Like, and I'm like playing. Oh, okay. Yeah. 100 watt meter volts. Yeah.
Yep. Don't want those volts too high or the watts too high or both. Either one to be too. They got to be in the right proportion. Yeah.
And then I saw this cartoon that like purports to explain this thing. Like, there's no way I will find this on the.
It'll be the first thing that comes up now that you said that.
God, I hope so. Oh yeah, here we go. All right. Okay, let me share my screen.
Yeah.
So this will explain it all to you here. All right, so
the
volt is the one pushing.
Right.
that one of all this is the one that kind of sort of makes sense. Like the volt is like how much is getting pushed or how powerful or whatever.
Yeah. Right.
And then the amp is the thing getting pushed, or like
is the going through part. Yeah.
How much fits, and then the ohm is,
ohm is is the fucking thing ruining everything for everybody. It looks like.
I guess, but then you want ohms in your, I don't know. And by the way,
what's Ohm's law?
Yeah, and there's no explanation whatsoever of what a watt is. And evidently nobody's thought of one other way to show or describe this because maybe this one. Oh, so the volt. Okay, so still the volt is pushing, and then a watt is involves a
watt
fan.
Is a spinny thingy. Yeah, an ampere is like a it's a wavy thingy, I guess.
Yep.
And the ohm is like the needle to the syringe. Okay.
Yeah. And
I'm gonna give a lecture later on how electricity works. So it's good that we're talking about this. I'll be like, yeah, duh, everybody. The volts are the wind thingy. Duh. Like,
sign up tonight. There's a talk at the West Houston Library.
I'm like, hey, everybody. You probably want to know about my qualifications. Here they are. My brother, 20 years ago, worked for a company that did meters. All right, let's move on. Now we're ready to talk about how electricity works. Okay. So, the watts are the pushy...
No, the volts, Kalyn. You screwed it up already.
Sorry, I said the wrong word. Shut up.
Hey, I got a question.
Imagine a syringe. The volt is our finger. Push. That's volt. Got it? Then the ohm is the needle. The thing that things come out of. But it makes it narrow. And then the ampere's like, ooh, like this. Ooh, coming out. Ooh. And then, and that is like making the watts of the fan.
I got a question. Dismissed. Excuse me. I got a question.
Class dismissed, I said. I'm busy. I'm very busy. I'm going to be teaching. Yeah.
What's a hertz?
Yeah,
a hertz?
Okay, fine,
yeah, hertz.
A hertz is where you rent a car to get where you need to go. And that sometimes is an electric vehicle. So, okay. Bye.
So if so my lights have been blinking lately. Like, do I need to up the amps then, or would you say, or?
I think it's a problem with the ohm factor. That's what I would say.
So how do you fix an ohm factor?
It's not loud enough. Ooh, from the amps probably. That's what I think. So call your electricity provider.
What you need, sir, is an electrician.
Yeah. I'm not here to diagnose your electrical problems. I'm here to explain how electricity works. Like, okay. Ooh.
Now, our lesson on satellites.
Yeah, information up, information down. Boop, 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 boop. That's it. That's all there is to it.
HBO.
Now we got
HBO. All right.
Yeah.
Let's look at our portfolio.
Now that you guys are totally bought into how smart we are, let's look at how we're doing in the market.
We have taken a
Where's
bit
the
of a
top?
beating. I don't know.
Uh-oh. Oh.
We were down
no.
at, yeah.
Yeah.
We were up as
No,
high
I
as
mean, it's-
18%, and now we're down to a little
Yeah.
over 10%. You're going to see in a minute that
Bummer.
this is actually good news.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell
who's
you,
who's
great
the
call.
culprit?
Shorting Tesla was an amazing call. We've made
Oh.
the price has fallen 26% since we shorted it.
Wow.
So it has been in a real slide, especially like this
Yeah.
last week.
Wow.
Ford also down a fair amount, but because we did a pairs trade, we're ahead.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, good.
Yeah. The one I was going to say is like Philips. Philips is up $2
Yeah.
since we invested in it. You remember talking about the light bulb
Yeah, yeah.
factory?
Right, right.
know.
Yeah.
So this is-
that's very on point. Like our electricity
Yeah.
conversation. Fucking with the
Obviously, that's the reason we haven't done well in our light bulb investment is we have no idea what we're talking about with the... Or maybe you
Speak
should
for
go over to
yourself.
Philips and explain things to them.
I think I need to. I haven't
Hello?
applied to do
Hello?
it.
Yes, Kalyn, you are visiting.
Hello. Okay. Now this part. This is the needle. Bolt.
Now
And then
listen,
only-
Kalyn, we produce 25 million light bulbs per year. Our cost per light bulb is 1/100th of 1 cent.
Yeah. Well, let me just explain to you how it actually works.
What makes you think you can explain to us anything about light bulb manufacture?
Well,
We
because
make a
my
$2
brother,
million MRI machine.
Yeah, well, my brother, his first job out of college was working for a company that did electric meters. So I know all about this. I'm basically
We're going to have
a
to send you
PhD.
to our. You remember that one when we were like, "Let's talk to the Mexico office." Yeah, man, how you doing, eh?
Hey! Like, what if
How's
you had, like, a
Tokyo- are things in
sombrero right
Tokyo?
now? I need a sombrero and like a big mustache. Be like, hey! I've been making light bulbs. Yeah.
How things doing in Tokyo,
Yo,
man?
loco.
Oh, the Tokyo office of Philips.
And we have been producing.
It is our honor.
We make a tempura and light bulbs.
Tempura. Oh, this is a hard show to be a host of, I gotta tell you. Sometimes.
Yeah.
It was the Japanese cats that were the ones who got your toothbrush, wasn't it? Or did we make that up, or they're the ones who actually dealt with your toothbrush? The Japanese office.
I didn't have to send it to anybody, but I think we were just going through their web page, looking at all their offices. Like,
Yeah, and we sent them.
We need to learn so much. We learned so much from your toothbrush.
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 Oh, your toothbrush did not work.
The toothbrush are too hard. She's a pusher very hard. And
So much
and it makes her do
dishonor.
that rattle. Like, yeah, we're not racist. Side note.
No. So should we sell
That
Phillips
makes it-
then? I'm thinking. I mean, $2.
What?
European stocks
But
have done
then-
really well lately, and but here's Phillips like doing a bunch of nothing. $2 in when did we buy this son of a bitch? Since July. We held on to this thing for for 7 months. We made $2. So that's our portfolio today. Valaris this is stunk. We bought this last month and it's lost. So at least Phillips hasn't lost 45% in a month. That's
Jeez.
that's because it's
Valaris
an
has?
option. The option on it has the underlying stock
right.
price has. Yeah, it's this is my you know now like Valaris is another one I've made a decent investment in, and they their earnings came out. Their earnings came out 2 weeks ago, and they crushed their earnings expectation, and then their stock price has done nothing but drop precipitously since. It's ridiculous.
Like, yeah. Why?
Yeah.
Why is that happening?
Well, I don't know. People do not believe in this stock or something anymore. I'll show you here's the 1 month. The 1 month graph, which doesn't look good.
Yeah.
I think we should see it as a line. That's better.
Okay.
That's not good. Down 24% in a
No.
month. Well, here's the earnings. Estimate $1.03. Earnings actual $1.88.
Right.
So why
almost
not?
twice. Well,
Makes perfect sense that you would
yeah.
just like go into freaking decline.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's the 6 month chart look like? I want to see a 6 month chart. That does
mean,
look like kind of a person. Well, yeah.
His mouth is open right here. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's probably
exactly.
his mouth's agape because he's like, "What is that dot in front of my eye? What is happening?"
Yeah.
Guys, if you ever have the mouth agape dot in front of the eye chart, never has there been a clearer cell signal.
Yeah. Totally.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, how
We're
are our
crushed.
friends doing?
I
Or
will
how's the
show
S&P
you.
500 doing? We're up 10%, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Let me,
plus a little bit. Plus our unrealized.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let me show you how the S&P 500 is doing. We were up today, and they've ticked over to up. Man, the S&P's been on a wild ride today. I'll tell you what. But anyway, they're up 0.01%. They're up 5% lifetime. So
Yeah.
it's been a rough. It's been a rough patch. It's been a rough patch, man.
Yeah.
I guess
That's
everything's
interesting.
up.
Well,
Fascinating.
it is
Now,
interesting.
guess
I mean, I
portfolio.
don't remember what it was last time we pulled it up, but it's
We were up 18 and it was up
more.
like 8. We've been beating it by about
Right.
10 points, but
Right. Yeah.
so they've gained on us a little bit.
Because we're geniuses.
That's right. Right.
We only
we went
followed
to
our own
the-
advice.
We went to the Genius School of Electricity and Stockpicking.
And satellites and you just ask
Satellites.
me how anything works, I'll tell you. No, so our friends are actually in the green.
They
back in black.
finally have made it
Yeah.
into the green, although they've had a rough day today. Finally. And you know why?
Yeah.
Because of Hasbro. Since that kid picked Hasbro a little over a week ago,
Look at
it's been
Hasbro,
up
yeah.
12%. Yeah.
Man.
I'll show you. They basically they had an earnings report and they crushed it on earnings.
And
And
they're down a point today.
well, they're
Oh,
down a point today,
I see
but
that.
I mean they can live with that. I mean, but in the past,
Whoa.
this
Like,
chart
that's
is
so weird. I
anyway.
can't see it yet. I can only see the dots.
Their
Can't see
are
a
their
line.
earnings surprise? Yeah, I'm in the same, but their earnings surprise back on the 20th of so less than a week ago. Their earnings surprise was 33% higher than expected. So they shot
Yeah.
to the moon after that. I thought today might be the day we actually talk about letter G, Genpact.
Oh yeah.
Since we talked about Ford like a month ago, F.
Yeah.
So I went and looked up Genpact, and Kalyn, see if since you can explain things and you know how things work, maybe you can tell me what the hell these people do.
Yeah.
They're a professional services and solutions firm. They have 125,000 employees. Driven, of course, they're all driven by their innate curiosity, entrepreneurial agility, and desire to create lasting value for clients. They have deep business and industry knowledge, digital operations services. And what was funny is like when the last time I clicked through these, I'm sure it'll work great, but like I clicked on these and the links didn't work. I was like, okay, I'm definitely trusting you guys with my IT.
Yeah.
I was like, oh wait. So then you're like, get to know us at genpact.com, and it's like, all right, what we do. Get these cookies out of here. What do we do? We have these different industries. These are our services.
They're like, we do all of the major areas of business.
Yeah, and experience services, create digital member experiences. I'm like totally fishing here. I have no idea. I got beauty. Yeah.
So I mean, this sounds like tech stuff where you're just like how people interact with your business, right? Like,
I guess so. Mm-hmm. I was like, news and events. All right, this is getting old, but I was like, what was the one? Genpact accelerates innovation through service as an agentic solutions. Today they announced they're launching agentic solutions as part of it to pivot to reimagining delivery. Genpact service as agentic solutions will accelerate innovation for enterprises by fundamentally changing how services are delivered, enabling business operations to evolve from traditional linear models to agent-led delivery. So the CEO said the rapid evolution of intelligence is reshaping future work. Businesses are looking to effectively embed AI at scale. The key is to unlock mass personalization and precision supported by strong governance of autonomous agent-led delivery, our deep domain and process expertise. We empower enterprise to realize full potential of AI while enhancing control and cost, trust.
Man, it's like so much consultant speak on top of itself. It's like, you know, when consultants do the stuff that we're just like, we're like saying nothing, but like sounding like we're saying something, but it's just like continued on and on and on and on and on. That it's like nothing compounded, you know. It's like nothing factorial, like, you know, like
Hopefully, if I was in the marketplace to pay for their services, I would know what the hell they're talking about.
I know just who to hire here. Genpact.
I need an agentic solution. What I need is I need
Genpact.
An AI portal with a more customer-focused, centric approach.
Right.
Charlie, what's the number?
Synergistic.
You're in the meeting and everybody's like, okay, what are we gonna do this quarter? Who's got an idea?
I've got an idea. We need some like AI synergy, like enhancements to our customer experience. That's what I think.
No chance, Diane. No one does that. There's no one who's brought that to the marketplace. Because that would be... You're so right. It's the golden ticket to our next quarter's hitting our financial goals.
It's like, but
can anyone name a company that could do customer-centric synergy? Charlie, what's the number for Genpact? Get them on the phone.
It's like, I've got it. Hello, I'm using your tape to make a phone call.
Yes, this is yes. Hello, this is Genpact. How may I direct your call?
Genpact, yes, this is the CEO of some company, and I need to hire you guys immediately. Get me on the horn with your chief sales officer or something, or whatever.
Can you tell me which service vertical that you would represent?
Yeah, the customer-centric AI synergistic solutioning department.
Hang on, sir. I have an AI department. I'm showing an AI department and a customer-centric department. Which of the? But I don't see an
Get me
AI
on
customer.
both of them. Didn't I say I'm a CEO?
Now we're on a conference call. Now we're on a conference call with Genpact. Oh, hey, hey, Frank, how are things going over there at AI Centric? Oh, great. How are things going at Customer Centric?
Well, I'm glad to hear that, boys. Now we got a big problem over here.
Yeah. Okay. Could you explain your problem? What we really like to here at Genpact, we really like to get to the heart of our customers' issues. Could you? I can see, sir, that you're.
This. Like, we're really at a lull in the synergistic component of like our customer AI solutioning experience. We really need help with that.
You've come to the right place here at Genpact.
I knew I had.
Why don't we? What we like to do first is a little what we call a discovery phase.
Okay, good.
Why don't we schedule a discovery? What you need, sir, is you need more amperes. You need.
I'm not getting enough of this. I knew it, Tom. You're fired. I knew.
Amp up the ampere. No, sir, I told you. It's not the amperes, it's the ohms. Don't listen to the consultants.
Get those ohms, fatten those ohms up. We need the ohms being bigger. More of the amperes going.
You can't solve customer-centric. You can't solve customer-centric AI centricity issues without sufficient ohms.
Without enough. Woo! Like, what are you doing? God, how did I end up with this fucking guy in my fucking C-suite?
Genpact, do you understand what we're going through here, Genpact? You see what I have to deal with every week?
Do you see what I'm working with? God. I will sign literally any contract you put in front of me right now. Get it over. We gotta get
all right,
this.
Well, here's our $1 billion Wizards of the Coast.
Done. When can you start?
Well, yes, our discovery phase tends to last between 6 months and 9 years.
Okay, that's fine. However long it takes, we're getting to the bottom of this synergistic AI consumer, platform talk experience.
I will move any mountain to champion this project.
Yeah. Just let me know who I need to fire, including Tom. Like,
Tom's long gone. Tom's packed his shit, man. That guy.
Yeah. So, I feel really good about Genpact. And in conclusion, like, we can definitely buy them.
Are we investing in Genpact? That's a yes.
I mean,
it's got room to run, man.
I don't know.
It's got not up with those AI multiples.
Right.
They're clearly solving business problems.
Yeah. Or at least talking about them in ways that no one understands and is too embarrassed to ask.
That's thereby soaking their customers. I think that's the thing to do.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's what a lot of companies like this do. Like,
yeah, no.
Yeah.
We are smarter than you. And there's 120,000 of us.
That's right. Yeah. Right.
And what you need is centricity.
Which is a lot. That is a very big organization. Like, how big is, like, Deloitte? Like, I mean, I know that's just consulting.
But how many employees at Deloitte? 457,000 globally.
Dang!
So 4
Deloitte,
times
you're
as big.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, I know they're everywhere, like, all over the world.
Oh, yeah. Well, and, like, a bunch of these places have, like, gone out of business and stuff, and they've all sort of rolled into...
Right. That's, like, the fucking way of the world, it seems.
Yeah.
It's like, we try to fight monopolies, kind of, but, like, then, I don't know.
Well, if they sold chocolate, then Lena Khan would roll in and freaking...
Yeah, she'd be like, what the fuck? I was at the grocery store the other day, and we have a problem to fix here. And it is Mars Company. What the hell? I can't find hardly any chocolate except for, like, Choquitos Locos, like, or whatever, like, they're made in Mexico. You know?
Choquitos. Yeah, Genpact's revenue in, trailing 12-month revenue is $4.6 billion. So that's those 120,000 people are generating $4.6 billion in revenue. I don't know. Okay, fine. We'll buy it. We'll buy it. It's a buy.
You don't have to. If you're against it, then we're going to skip it.
Oh, I don't care. What do I care? It's funny money. Like, I don't, like...
Well, I know, but I don't want to make the decision all myself.
I stick with,
I'm not sold
I have no
on it
idea.
For sure. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we really did some amazing due diligence. We read a couple of pages of their website and then
let's do a skit.
and then role played a sales call.
Right. Yeah. We're like, let's just use the consulting speak. But yeah.
I mean, we've made decisions on less, so all right. Let's pass and let's see if we can determine if Hyatt Hotels is any better.
Okay.
Of an investment with their $6 billion of income of revenue. So
okay. Yeah, I did take pictures, by the way, of you have a play that was written for your 9th birthday. And oh wait, I can't read all that though. I will read, however, this is your senior sketch.
Oh God.
You were born this day, lived in these places, blah, blah, blah. Here's some stuff you're into. Your favorite after-school activities are camping with scouts, working at CAP twice a week, and working for Sierra Environmental. I'm like, those are your favorite after-school activities, or working?
It's a job.
Your least favorite vegetable is squash. In 10 years from now, I would like to be building ceramic engines. Mm-hmm. What does that mean? You wanted to build a ceramic engine?
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Like, where did... What? I didn't know you were ambitious in this way. What is a ceramic engine? Why do we need
Clearly
it?
Things changed a lot because the Germany letter you read earlier, in there I said I would like to be a professional musician someday, so...
Yeah. I know, you
I
were
couldn't
all over
nail
the
it down.
place. No, certainly not. That's clear.
I remember the senior spotlight thing.
Yeah?
There's a line in there about my favorite... I don't know why I think about this periodically, but there's a line in there about my favorite ice cream. And I think I wrote Rocky Road.
Yeah. Cookies and cream.
Cookies and cream. Okay. When the true answer is actually... I'm like, I should have said...
Rocky Road.
I actually don't much like ice cream. Is the true answer.
Yeah.
But I didn't have the...
Right.
I don't know. I didn't have the... Wasn't brave enough to say that. Which... So... It's one of these like weird
You're
things.
like, I'll be building my ceramic engines and eating tons of ice cream, or not eating it if I ever gain the strength to tell people I don't want to eat it.
I don't know why this is one of those things that has stuck with me, and
we're like, why did I say that?
Yeah, and why do I care here 30 years later? But anyway. The new weight of the gummy bear is 1 pound, 7.5 ounces. I ate nearly 4 ounces of gummy bear.
So, wow. Good work.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
The other story from my youth that I felt guilt about this for like easily a decade. All right. So they had, when I was in elementary school, each like homeroom had a student of the week. And on Friday, you got to go to the student of the week party, which was in the library, and you got to play on the computers, which were all like TRS-80s or something, and play the crappy, no graphics video games and things like that. Yeah. And you got, I don't know, a cupcake. And anyway, I don't remember why, but because I hurt myself or something. So instead of gym, I volunteered in the library one period a day or something. This is a question for Mom. I don't know, but anyhow. And so one of these Fridays, I joined into the student of the week party without being the student of the week. And
oh my God.
And the teacher assistant who caught me, was like, "Are you?" I'm like, "I'm not student." As I'm playing the video games, like, "Wait a minute," she's counting or whatever. "Wait a minute." And I'm like, "No, I'm not." And she's like, "Well, you gotta go." She wasn't mad or anything, but just like, "You can't be here. You gotta go." And I'm like, I was racked with guilt. I think until I was a senior in high school. I don't know.
Every now and then you'd be like, "Man, look how bad I am. I'm such a bad kid. I went to the student of the week party when I wasn't student of the week."
and then like, now, man, every so often you see a news article or something, and these kids have broken into a car dealership and driven the cars around or run them into each other or something, or tipped over.
Yeah.
I'm like,
right.
I wish I had the balls these kids had. I would have loved to like freaking drive cars and bash them into each other.
You're nowhere near that shit. You're miles and miles away from that. Like
I know you kids think you're bad, but listen to me. I attended a student of the week party uninvited.
Bad. I was a bad kid. Just a bad kid. Like, I don't want to shock anyone with how bad I was, but there was one time.
We're digging into the skeletons in the closet here.
Many times, but but this one time when I wasn't student of the week, I went and played computer games with the students of the week. I totally got busted. And I would never do that again. Like I
didn't even get the sticker.
God.
I had a student of the week sticker, and I didn't get one. Here's the good news, Kalyn. We've continued our history of providing forgettable experiences here with yet another episode of Robert and Kalyn Get Rich. I think we ought to cue the music and get the hell out of here.
Too, but be sure your amp ears are doing enough.
Cue the music.
Yeah.
You've been listening to Robert and Kalyn explain electricity and explain AI podcast.
And what to do with your siblings' hair and stuff after they die.
My God, it's a rich. Basically, the one thing we didn't talk about was how to get rich.
I know, we talked about finance for like 2 minutes.
Unless Genpact has something to do with it, or perhaps Hyatt. So, anyway.
Yeah.
Listen, if this is the kind of hard-hitting financial analysis that you've been seeking out for all this time, what you need to do is subscribe, because you never know what we might talk about next week. Also, if you'll like us, leave a review. Send us an email, robertandkaylyngetrich@gmail.com. Kalyn is spelled Kalyn. And with that, I think there's just one thing left to say, Kalyn.
Ooh, amperes.
We're out of here. Bye-bye.
Bye.